Howdy Instagram, how is it going? Good morning from Sydney. I thought I'd come online because I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I got in the DMs just lately. And it was basically an article on how basically American heterosexual guys, because it's so important to admit what kind of sexual orientation you are, the fact that they're not getting any sex, which is interesting. So I was asked to make a couple of thoughts on that, and I thought I would. Actually, I just made them on some notes because I was like, you know what? Better that I have that stuff prepared, because I did have some thoughts, but they're not all. They're gonna be very maybe a bit controversial for you guys, because as your health and mental health and dating coach, I see things a little bit differently, and I do have my master's in communications degree, which is hilarious because the article I got was from Reuters, and they are, I mean, that's a credible source. It's credible. It's a good source to check out when you want something that's really research-based, so well done on the guy who sent me that. And I wanted to point out a few things about it. You'll see it in the stories. I'll show you which article it is. And it's more to do with the fact that with all the isolation that happened, with all of the factors going on in the pandemic, there's more isolation going on. People are stuck indoors, obviously, I would hope. And, you know, that's made an impact on your love life, basically. But the sexual stuff is not the top thing going on, because there's a lot more going on that's to do with the mental health that also impacts on the love life. So what I wanted to say is this: as men in your masculinity, as men that are looking for healthy ways to overcome things, you want to talk to women, you want to get into relationships, you want to be on that date, you want to be, you know, in a healthy kind of surrounding, all good stuff. You want to ultimately figure out what's going to serve you. You want to figure out what's going to serve you, what's going to actually boost your positivity throughout the day. Are you reading the articles that are telling you where things are going wrong in the world? Are you looking at articles that have actually nothing to do with your country? I don't know. You could be in America studying something about Norway or Brazil, Antarctica, for all you know. As I'm based in Australia, these are the top things that I've done for myself since the pandemic hit last year. I was switching off my Wi-Fi by about 7 p.m. because I made it clear to my family members overseas that I was not going to be contacted, since there was a lot going on and I needed to refresh the mind before bed. So I used to do that for maybe about 3 to 4 months. And then, of course, the social isolation impact hit, so I kind of stopped that. And apart from that, I pretty much normally get my information from Twitter. If it's really critical stuff, then that's how I found out. But I've also got a ton of sources through Instagram, through my other blog account, that tell me all kinds of stuff that's going on, but through memes. So sometimes I have to dig into the news that's really relevant. So if you really want news about your love life and how to help yourself out, dig into magazines that are more on health and activity and fitness, and you know, and get yourself more into the environments where you can meet people. And if you can't, then just find ways to talk to people more often wherever you are, whether you're doing chores or errands. You know, say hi to your neighbors, say hi to people at the traffic lights, bring up a conversation. I have you would have noticed in my stories, I have the crack the chat one-liners, and what they're meant to do is just give you an idea of how to start a conversation in a very respectful and very safe way. And there's actually no pressure on the other person to respond to you, which is the best part. And that basically lets you talk to more people more often, whether it's a woman, a man, a child, a teenager, it doesn't actually matter. The point is your social skills skyrocket. So I'm making it really easy for you guys to do that. And what I wanted to also say was, there is one point in the article that I got that I could agree with, and it was actually about the gaming and the apps, how the use has gone up. Of course it's gone up. Everyone's been using apps, and you know, all my girlfriends are using Bumble, well, the ones that are out anyway. You know, there's a lot of people that somehow found partnerships on Tinder in Switzerland that I heard about, and you know, there's a huge rise in people trying to make contact and have partnerships, and you know, really open their love life to cool stuff. So you know, if you needed any boost in, you know, really getting out there, this is your time. This is it. This is now. There's no time like the present, and there's no time quite like when you really need to focus on the present, on your environment. You are counting the skills, you're looking at your environment going, right, what can I use to benefit me right now? Which is also where the news comes in. Are you looking at the stuff that causes you nothing but anxiety all the time? I have news for you, my friend. Cut that down. Shut it out. You don't need it. Because the news that's going to be relevant, you'll find out one way or another through people. So it's a lot like that, and I wanted to make a quick little shout out to the guys who are in fact using incredible sources for for their news, like I said. And I also wanted to point out that you really got to remember what research you're reading about and what you're going into. So I hope that answers a couple of questions, but most of all, it's all about your health. When you're looking to serve your masculinity in any way, you want to actually check out what's, you know, going to help you in your life. Forget about what's going out in the world. It doesn't actually impact on you as much as you think. And being smart enough to realize that that's why you jump in and go, right, this is what I'm, you know, going to do for myself. This is, the pandemic is a pandemic, but I have control over this, this, and this. And at the end of the day, guys, I have to tell you this, the world knows you're looking for sex. The world knows you're looking for intimacy. That is why they put sex in the headlines to begin with. And the funniest part is that if you look into research, there's not going to be much there that actually tells you something that's actually important, because you actually already know what's going on. Gaming's gone up, like I said, the apps have gone up. The most you can do is actually be more aware of what you're doing at night, and then, you know, what you're doing by day. That can increase the amount of people that you talk to. Use my crack the chat liners to remember how to start a conversation that's very safe and respectful to everyone, and also makes them, you know, really want to connect with you, because everyone wants to connect right now. Everyone. I've, you know, had conversation with my girlfriends where I'm repeating how some of my guy friends are in fact married with a kid. These are my girlfriends, really smart women, you know. Dating. So vows is absolutely true, yes. And Social for 9 Gigs says, for several years now or more, some people say that guys are less masculine in this generation. Well, if you look at it this way, I have to admit, you guys have a less opportunity, socially speaking, to actually get out there and show that you're masculine. So you have to actually figure out, you know, you actually have to pick your battles a little bit and go, right, now I'm going to show my masculine. But the thing is, this is a 24/7 job. This is not something like, oh, I'm just going to spring in, I see 3 women, I want to go chat to them, go chat. But remember, there's nothing to prove. You're going for connection, and you're showing them the respect and safety that everyone is actually craving. Right now, I just realized last night actually that I am on that amazing pathway where I make people feel so safe around me that I've been admitted into inner circles that are quite tight. It still amazes me. Not a day goes past where I see someone has put me down into their like inner friendship circle list on Instagram. And I know some of these people, some I don't, but they feel safe enough to include me. And I'm thinking that's actually a big deal and something I want to translate to you guys. And also, if you don't forget the gaming thing, I do have a couple of things to say about that. I have watched some of my housemates go into their gaming, and I have some thoughts on that. And it is that get off it, guys. It's a waste. It's a waste of your life. The only good that comes out of that is that because you're not going out, because you're gaming so much, you're not actually bringing in people that would have to suffer the consequences of your decisions. So remember, there's always something that there's a decision you're making at the present that's either screwing with your life or benefiting your life. The choice is up to you. But That said, there's plenty of masculine guys that I've met as well in my life, and they know they have to pick. They have to pick where they're going, what they're doing, what it is that they're actually chasing. So, you know, you have to remember it's not about the news. The news is always the news is based on negativity. They want you to get anxious and worried so that they can sell you something or make you want to grab something materialistic to make you feel better. That's what it exists for. So yeah, that's basically more or less it. But yeah, the mental health is extremely important. That's why I've created space for you guys to do the 5-day challenge as well. It's you know, I blocked off a significant amount of time and space and energy, and I actually gave you up to about 3 checklists that you can use daily and weekly, and you can even, you know, you can express what that has, how that's impacted for you, and you know, talk about it in the support group. That's what I've created it for. So and it's not as, it's not complicated at all. It's just a routine thing, but because it's a routine, because it's so simple, it's easy for you to use it. And also remember the game plan. I thought, how am I going to get you guys to kind of hack up your mindset when it comes to dating, and how you can get into your relationships that can help you realize what you're really there for. And it's not just to go out with that person, it's also for a satisfying date. So yeah, that's my comment on that article. And, you know, once again, remember the mental health is important. It's really helpful to get into the game with a clear mindset and knowing what you're actually there for. Focus on the things that make you happy. Focus on things that make you feel good. That's what's going to win you in the end. So, love you guys. I'll stop here. I hope you guys get into your routine ASAP. And, you know, looking forward to all the emails with the downloads. I've had a couple come through, so please do check it out and see how it works for you. And I'll talk to you guys soon.